Hello, hello. How are you, Jacob? Um, I am going to give people a little bit of time to check in, and then we will get this started. Good, good. It's been crazy week. And as you can see, the charts have gone bananas. I'm not fond of the bull moves up very quickly. So this week definitely has been a little bit of chaos. Um, but yeah, no, so far so good. We set up a couple of swing trades for a real life trading India team, and they've been doing really, really well. So I'm excited about that. Besides that, everything's good, great as of right now. So let's get this started. Let's talk about SPY and the cues and what they're looking at, how they're looking right now. Today is going to be a fun day. I believe GDP numbers came out and they weren't as good as expected. And then there was some news about Ukraine saying Russia sent in more troops, and there's chaos around that. It's just amusing to me how, we were here pre-war and we're higher right now, even though nothing's changed in the war status. So it's amusing to me that there's all of these these bulls piling in, and I would assume that this might have been a shorts closing their positions out, but this clearly is a very bullish momentum. What I like to do and measure my moves typically is to use fibs with it. And so this was the very last bear move down. This was the very last wave down. And so I like to measure this wave and see how high we can go. So as you can see, this was the 1618 retracement, and this is how high I had expected us to go. Based on that, I had set up my swing trades just accordingly. But clearly yesterday's gap up was phenomenal, which is why I wasn't shorting much yesterday, because we opened with a gap up above this level. So that to me was definitely surprising. Feel free to interrupt me in the middle of anything. If you have any questions, I would love to answer. So let's look at our shorter term time frames. The 65-minute chart is looking pretty good right now for a pullback, maybe, perhaps. So we do have this gap up open. So if you can kind of just extend it with your eyes. So this gap up is going to certainly act as resistance. Yesterday, it clearly did. See, right around here, we were kind of rejected and then came back down, retested this gap down, and then tried to go fill that gap up again. Now, gap ups typically, in my opinion, tend to act as resistance. Here's a prime example of that scenario where there was this gap up. We did kind of go a little bit higher, but then got rejected and came right back down. So I'm not saying we're going to have a massive pullback, but we could certainly see some sort of rejection over here. And then I would put my target. So my plan today is to short things right at open if we open at a decent range. Right now, we're not really opening at a decent range. I mean, we're currently opening midway. So I don't really like that too much. I like that we're opening below this gap up. So we'll see how we open, and then I would move my target to 457-ish or 456 range if we short right at open. Now, again, there's a lot of time between now and 9:30. So if we go higher, I would prefer that a lot more to short rather than come back down a little bit more. So then we can have more risk to reward in that scenario. So that's just my plan for now. And then we'll see how things change and how things move around a little tiny bit. If we look at the futures, they're kind of pulling back. Let me get rid of these fibs and see what we can do on the 15-minute chart. The futures are dippity right now. They are looking like they could pull back. This whole move up got canceled. I love this high volume candle. And we kind of took that out immediately, got rejected immediately. So, and then we tried again. Here's another really cool thing that I found on SPY, guys. Let's go back to the daily chart real quick and I can show you this really, really quickly. So I have been a very curious trader of pullbacks. I love my bear trades a lot more than bull trades, honestly. And it's because they work really, really quickly. I mean, this is unusual. We don't see this every day. So we're going to discount this for my opinion right now. But, if you can look at any bear moves, I mean, it took them this much time to build it. And then bear moves just took 3 or 4 days to kind of come back down. So what I wanted to show you, something really cool, was every single time we dipped. So if you can imagine this scenario right over here, every single time we did that, here's a good example of that. We kind of went higher, made everybody think, oh, the move down is over, and then kind of rolled back down one more time. Now, I'm not saying, oh, this definitely is going to happen, but it very well could. Here's another good example. We dipped down, went a little bit higher, and then made another low. This is how the markets like to trap people. In this scenario, it clearly did not work out very well, but every single time I've seen this time and time again where we make that move higher and then we come back down. So we're gonna kind of take not discount that as well and take that scenario into play. Imagine everybody that bought yesterday thinking, oh, we took out this pivot level right over here. This is where I had told my team, if we take this level out, I will be convinced that we're going bullish. This is where I had told everybody to plan and prep for going higher. So, I mean, that scenario still stands to me. It's still true to me. However, I will not go bullish in every little thing that I can find. I truly don't think that this is the buy the dip kind of time right now. We just have to kind of take it one step at a time. So for example, we'd set up this square day swing trade actually. This was done day before yesterday. And so I had set up a buy limit over here with a stop over here and a target over here. And it took us one day. So we set this up, we got filled midday, I believe towards the closing time, closer to the closing time rather than the opening time. And then the very next day, we got filled right over here. And very many people would ask me, why set your target so low? That's true. But when I'm swing trading, especially in a news-driven market, I like to take my profits quickly. we made a quick R. My R is $500. So I made a quick $500 and I just wanted to be in and out. I didn't want to be holding on to this for too long. If you are playing something like this, something similar to this, which we are going to talk about and setting that up as well. Today, I've got a whole bunch of tickers planned out for us. If we're doing something similar to this and you want to hold on to it for a little bit longer, I would say get rid of, or at least take, 80% of your shares out at your target level and then hold a 20. So at least it's a free ride in case you get stopped out, or move your stop up conservatively. So maybe a stop could go right below this candle. So then that way you're not losing on this trade at least. So that's a good way to protect your investment. Especially these things are hard to come by. These swing trades, these golden swing trades are hard to come by. We set another one up on Netflix. So we're going to go look at that real quick and let's see if we can get out of it today. We came pretty close to it yesterday. So we got filled yesterday and came pretty close to exiting. And I was kind of worried about it turning into a day trade because I took it in an account that's less than $25,000. And I'm in the United States where we have the pattern day trading rule. So I didn't want this to turn into a day trade, but we got filled. It looks like we're opening around 388 today. I'm still going to hang in here for a little bit. There is clearly some sort of resistance right around our target. So I'm still going to hold on to this for a little bit and see where we end up with today. If we have a close below the 10 EMA today on Netflix, I will certainly look for a aggressive exit on it. I just don't have a way to move my stops. I mean, where else would I move my stop? There's no other pivot. So I'm just going to hang in here and be a little bit more patient with it. I like to have my swing trades close out within a couple of days. I'm not one of those people that hold on to things for 6 months, but with that being said, everyone has different preferences. Everyone has a different idea about how they like to swing trade. So, okay, cool. Today's day trading tickers that I wanna check on really quickly is AL. So this is an amazing gap. If you guys are out there on YouTube Live, and if anyone wants to tell me what kind of gap this would be if we opened below this candle's opening range. So if we opened below 1785, let's say, if somebody could type it in the chat pane, what kind of gap that would be awesome. Hello, Ron. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody out there. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to type it in. Okay, Ron says, while I give you guys some time to type it in, Ron says, did I miss you last week? So Ron, I had a extremely funny scenario where my daughter, who's a 6-year-old, her 2 ingredients in her diet are peanut butter and bread. That's all she eats. And my son has life-threatening allergies to peanut butter. And he touched a spoonful of her peanut butter while I was making it and put his hands on his eyes and started blowing up. So we had to EpiPen him and he still wasn't getting better. And it just kind of turned into a scary scenario at 6 in the morning where I had to take him to the doctors. And I couldn't really get out of it before 9 o'clock. We have extremely busy pediatricians in Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we have had an influx of people. Just migration has gotten so bad where everything, I kid you not, every little thing we have a shortage of. So for example, pediatricians' lines were never this bad. I mean, they would be able to see you within, 30 minutes. Right now, their wait times are solid 1.5 hours because everyone, it's just crowded. Our grocery stores are so packed, they can't keep enough food in there. So for that reason, I couldn't make it back in time for our YouTube live, and we had to cancel it that week, last week. So crazy scenario in my household. Here's our trend line on AAL. I'm gonna go back and see if you guys typed in what kind of gap that would be. Jacob says gap and go. Greg says bear gap and go. Woohoo! That's awesome. You guys are good at this. Fantastic. This is an amazing gap and go. And as much buying came in yesterday, I mean, as you can see, the volume kind of increased yesterday. This makes me extremely happy to go short on this at open. Now, I would want to see some sort of confirmation, obviously, and the markets are kind of looking like they could pull back a little bit. I mean, we've had what, 600 days of bullish momentum. So yeah, absolutely. I would place my target somewhere close to 1746. So let's just plan this out while we're still here on this ticker and take it from there. Okay, cool. So 1745, and we will place our entry right over here. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got like 6 bars in the way. So we are going to make this the target. We're going to make this the entry. If you're putting this in right now, this would be a stop limit entry. And so what I want to do is put fibs on this guy and determine where our stops could go. So our stops ideally could go at the 236 level, just so that way we can have a better risk to reward. So let's see where it could go. 1828 is a good stop level. So we'll just leave it right over here and we'll put our stop right there. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now we're going to come back to this right before open. I've got more tickers to look at real quick, and so once we see that, we'll come back to AAL and we'll let it work its magic. AT&T popped up on my scanner because it was an inside candle, and I love that. If we break out of this, this could be a phenomenal swing trade, guys. If you can kind of tell, this kind of sort of is missing one leg down right now, but this kind of sort of looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me on the daily chart. So we are going to keep an eye on this. AT&T also pays really great dividends. So I would not be looking to short this in a massive, I'm not too keen on shorting this to result in a candle like this. Absolutely not. I'm not sure what happened here. Earnings happened here, actually. So yeah, I'm not looking for that. But I do see that earnings are coming up on April 21st. So we have some time to give this guy, our swing trading candidate, some time. However, if we open below this candle, right now it looks like we're not going to, but keep this in mind, guys. Keep an alert level. So what I'm going to do is add an alert level right here at 2386. And if we go lower than that, I would be keen on shorting it down to the 10 EMA, which would kind of sort of lead us to that inverse head and shoulders, that other end that we're missing. So let's keep an eye on this guy and let's see where we go from here. Another thing that popped up on my scanner was pins, and pins is kind of looking like it's basing right down here. This guy has taken a massive beating, and I feel sorry for anybody that's been in pins for a long-term hold. It's definitely scary. I mean, there's no reason why we should have gone below 29. Usually things tend to bounce right off of this area, but clearly we did not. We're still below that area. So for that reason, and we're kind of approaching the 10 EMA on the weekly chart, which is a pretty strong resistance. So what we're going to do is keep an eye on this guy, see if we can clear out this level right over here and go from there. Our RLT Australia team, if you guys don't know about him, Ricky has this amazing strategy where he likes to buy a put, sell a put. So he would sell, let's say, a $20 put. And then with that money, the credit that he receives, he would like to buy a call And so that way you're not spending too much on your call, especially if you can get the same amount. So he likes to sell a put farther out than buying the call. I'm not sure if he likes to buy it at the same time or like in the same time frame, so same expiration, or if he likes to spread them out. But either way, I mean, that's a wonderful strategy. That's something that I've never thought of on my own. So that's an amazing strategy, and I got to give him credit for that. So yeah. He calls it the Catton cannon, and that's amazing. So anyway, so pins is looking pretty good for a swing trade if you wanted to set that up, or a day trade, as a matter of fact. I love this consolidation right over here. I don't think that we would have a good day trading opportunity in this. Also, another fun thing, guys, I like to see tickers that move a lot, like that are liquid and that are good for day trades. And for that reason, I stick to my Tesla and SPY when I'm trading on my own. However, I have been venturing out to other tickers, and I will show you some of my favorite ones that are really, really good for day trades. So we're going to go ahead and set our target at the 236 level right over here and see if we can hit it. Okay, cool. All right. So if we get filled on this guy, that would be wonderful. This kind of seems like it's basing. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on pins. This might turn into a swing trade for me rather than a day trade, because I mean, if the markets pull back today, then clearly we won't get filled on this. And if they don't, then hey, we will have a wonderful swing trade or day trade for us. Let's look at the Qs real quick. The Qs are also, I love that we're opening or are kind of hovering below the body of this candle. So the Qs are also kind of looking for a pullback. I mean, this is insanity right over here, and everybody can agree. I want to show you something, guys, on Apple. So a coaching student of mine asked me a long time ago, well, when I say long time ago, probably somewhere in here, she said, hey, I'm in Apple long-term and I want to do a covered call and I don't know where to do it. And so we kind of put our fibs. So this was the last wave up, and we said, well, where can we expect resistance? And so we expected resistance right off of this area, 172. And so around this time, maybe 2 weeks ago, I had said I would be truly surprised if we got to 172. So I would do a covered call around 175-ish area and see where we go from there. And she kind of took my word for it, and her break even was a little bit lower. So if she gets called away, hopefully she's making a decent amount of money. But 2 weeks ago, if you ask me, honestly, I would have never thought that Apple would do this. I mean, it is unbelievable. So with that being said, guys, Apple clearly is the strongest thing out there. And so we want to keep an eye on this guy, and we want to buy the dip on this rather than having a bearish bias to it. Unlike some of the other things, I actually honestly think that Apple is the strongest bull thing out there. So we're going to keep an eye on that guy as well. Here is Lulu. So this is an interesting one. I had looked at this guy yesterday, and I kind of alerted our Slack channel and said, hey guys, keep an eye on this trend line retracement. Earnings are today, well, so tomorrow for yesterday. And so if we come back and pull down to this and have bad earnings, I will be a buyer on Lulu, because we would kind of come back and retest this trend line, or even the 10 EMA. Clearly that did not happen. Now, with that in mind, I know that there's a zone of resistance right around this area. So if the markets are acting funny and we're going to pull back today, this might be a great candidate to short, actually. Now, as you guys said, AAL was a gap and go. This makes it a beautiful retest gap. So we're going to say, okay, well, everybody that's in here, and considering this is not Apple, is going to want to take some sort of profit at this level. And so what we're going to do is just keep an eye on this level. And if we go higher from here, I think maybe around afternoon, right around 10:30, 11-ish, we should see a roll back down. If we go lower from here, I would be interested in shorting this guy down to this level. Let's put fibs on yesterday's candle and see, the other way, sorry guys. And see how high truly we can go. Okay, cool. So we're opening above the 1618 range right over here. And that kind of makes me feel like people are going to want to take some sort of profit right around this range. So what we're going to do is, and my reasoning for this is, guys, look at the amount of people that bought over here and in this range that may break even, that have been bag holding, that may break even, or everybody that bought in here may want to take some sort of profit. So with that being said, I think this is a good level to plan on a short for Lulu. For a day trade, for a long-term perspective, guys, this is clearly breaking out of its downtrend. We're kind of making higher highs, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep an eye on this guy for swing trading for a pullback. I certainly don't want to be a buyer here. So maybe a pullback to somewhere even down to the 10 EMA. We're so extended from the 10 EMA too. So I'm not sure where exactly, maybe a pullback down to this level and then go higher. So we'll keep an eye on this guy for a day trade today. We're running out of time. So let's look at BA real quick. Boeing, guys. I am setting up a swing trade on this. I'm not filled. I don't really have any orders out there yet, but I really like that Boeing is in this channel, and Boeing's done this a million times that I can put my eyes on. So we're gonna put a channel right over here. And if any of you guys are fans of credit spreads or iron condors, this is a really good candidate for it. It's done it once over here before, once over here before, once over here before. A long time ago when I was trading Boeing for a long-term hold, once over here. So yeah, a long time ago when I was trading Boeing for a long-term hold, this is where I had bought in and kind of got out somewhere over here. So anyway, so I know that it just revolves around this channel until we break out of it one day. So with me being an example, if I did an iron condor, that will be the day we break out of this channel. So I'm not doing that, but I definitely like it for a bull move up. We are kind of in the bottom channel, or close to the midway of this channel. So we're kind of in there right now. And so if we can get filled on our bull entry, I would set my target right over here on top of this channel and see where we go from there. So I kind of like this on the daily chart too. I mean, this is the daily chart, but on the daily chart, I like where stops can go to. Stop entries are pretty good on this guy for now, at least. So I like that our stop is over here. The risk to reward scenario is pretty good over here. We have this gap up, so I want to kind of take my profit over here rather than holding it till the gap fill. So that's what my plan is on Boeing for a swing trade. So that's just something that I have looked at. INTC was in the news today, and I'm not sure why exactly. Everybody was just talking about Intel. I think their CEO sold some shares, or I'm not sure what happened. They were talking about its growth potential, and et cetera, et cetera. They've had a massive bull up. It kind of looks exactly like the Qs to me. Yeah, the market's open. So let's go back to Lulu real quick and see what that's doing. And AAL, okay, immediate flush. So let's go to the 1 minute chart real quick. I want to see one bull candle on Lulu and AAL. Oh God, everything's just dipping right away. Okay, let's go to AAL. Oh God, no. I want to see one bull candle before we short this guy. So I'm not going to rush into this right now. But yep. Come on, buyers. Come on, let's go. Let's ride this baby up. Cool. I think we can move our entries up to 1797. Or leave it. Actually, you know what? Leave it right here. I'm gonna set this up in my broker real quick and see if we can get a pullback to this level. Oh my God, my thinkorswim's acting odd. I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing that. It just freezes on me. Okay, I haven't missed it yet, so I'm good about that. 1785. All right, come on, guys. We like this. I love this very little bull volume and this rejection off of this guy right over here. I think we might get filled on this. And if we do, that would be phenomenal. That would be wonderful. Okay, so while my order's out there for this guy, while we're waiting on this, let's go look at Lulu real quick and see where we went. Okay, well, clearly this guy was the one we needed to short. I think let's give it a minute. Let's see what the 3-minute chart looks like. This could also work out really well, but I want a better risk to reward. So maybe let's put our entry. I'm going to miss it, guys. Let's put our entry right over here. I don't know if it's going to come back for us. Let's actually, you know what? Let's put our entry at 363. And our stop can go a little bit higher. I don't want to leave our stop right over here. And our targets can go at yesterday's high. Okay, so this is just how I plan on playing this. I'm gonna go, ideally, I would like to enter this short right over here, but then we won't have much risk to reward on this guy. We are trading this on the 1-minute chart, so that kind of is a little bit scary. Let's see what happens on the 3-minute chart. I want to see more bulls come in. I want to trap more bulls first before we just go headstrong short on this guy. That's why I'm not having very aggressive. I'm not putting very aggressive entries on this. Okay, cool. All right, let's look at AAL real quick. So we're just not gonna dip. Come on. What is going on? I'm not filled on this guy yet, so I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. It's a gap and go that's not going. Usually it should just flush right away, but we'll see. I'll still leave my entries open and see if we can get filled. If not, I'll cancel it in a little bit. Let's see what happens to T real quick. Okay, so we opened a little bit higher and all right, awesome. We're gonna go look at Tesla real quick. So Tesla, yesterday was a nightmare to trade. I traded it a couple of times and I kind of sort of closed out the day for $4 in profit. A whopping $4. That was awesome for 3 trades in Tesla and having to wait all freaking day long. So at least it wasn't in the negative. So that kind of makes me feel good about it. But so now Tesla is doing something similar to Apple. And I get it, guys. I know there's interest around the split news and all of that. But the way I look at it, and somebody presented a very good argument to me the other day, 100% of their revenue last year came from the China factory, and their China factory is shut down right now. For how long? I don't know. So with that being said, I know there's split news and I know there's all of these things, and it's Tesla. I mean, I drive a Tesla. It's a beautiful company. It's a phenomenal company. I day trade this all day long. This is where I make most of my money. So I hate to badmouth this guy, but I feel like we're kind of sort of exaggerating this a little bit now with this move up. Plus, it's got a royal resistance right around this area, right around 1114. That one of my really good friends, Mithun, on our Slack channel, pointed out to me. And I mean, I had kind of been watching for this yesterday as well. So yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on this guy for a short. I want to put fibs on yesterday's candle and see what happens here. So for those of you that are wondering why the fibs are doing this action and they're not going higher on top, it's because I want to see how low we can go. So I want the 1618 to be down here. I don't think we can pull back to the 1618 today, but it could, I mean, it's Tesla. It can do anything, really. So have some faith in it, guys, and let's take it one day at a time. All right. So here's Tesla bouncing off of the 618 level off of yesterday's candle. This also seems like a good level of support. I'm going to watch it on the 3-minute chart and see if we can have a bull candle close right below this 3-minute chart. Maybe put a short right over here below 1089, and then 1071 would be a target, would be a good target. That's where the next level of support is. So that's where I would ideally want to take all on Tesla. Let's look at AAL real quick and see if we filled. So I am still not filled on this guy, but I'm still gonna wait and be patient with this. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time and see where we go from there. There's Tesla for us. What happened to Lulu real quick? Okay, cool, Lulu. So I should be filled on this. Give me 1 second to just make sure I am. Not filled on AAL for sure. All right, filled on Lulu. My Thinkorswim, I don't know if you guys are having a lag on it, but my Thinkorswim is acting really, really slow. I don't know what's going on with it. Tesla, it's dipping. Yes, dip, baby. This is awesome. Okay, cool. So now let's keep an eye on this guy, see if we can have a bull candle close. I mean, if you want to, you can enter your short over here. I want to give it just a little bit more time, and I will set up my short around 1089, so 1090 range right over here, and see if we can get a follow through, see if I can get filled. Yep, we should be able to get a fill. It should pull up a little bit higher and get us. Here's another thing. I have 2 open shorts. Lulu seems to be working right now, and AAL not really, but I don't want to be in too many things all at once. So I want to not be too aggressive with a short. I mean, you know, any kind of news we have in here, we would just be chopped up. So I just want to kind of be careful and not be in too many shorts all at once. This tends to happen to me very often, where I would be in 4 day trades and then I can't manage any one of them. So this is how I'm going to set it up, guys. If you guys want to look at the numbers, it's 1089.93 by 1105, and then the target would be 1074. I don't like the risk to reward, but honestly, I can't move the stops any lower. I don't want to be chopped up. I don't want to be in this trade for too long, so I can't move the targets down either. So we'll just have to live with it and take it as it comes. Okay, I'm going to set up Tesla too, and then that will be my last one for now, at least, until we can exit one of them or cancel one of them. So 1089.93. Okay, failed on Tesla. Still waiting on AL. It's looking like it's not going to fill us anymore. If you want to, you can cancel this. I'm going to leave it on open for a little bit. I don't like that it's doing this move and it's not dipping down. So now ideally I would want to see it take out this candle for an S curve down. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this, guys. AL is not going to work, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. It's amazing how this guy is a perfect gap and go, and it's not working. What's SPY doing? Let's go look at it on the daily chart. I just want to see what it's doing real quick. Okay, so still an inside candle on the SPY. On the 65-minute chart, let's see if it's, yep, it's not even pulling up to this gap. So yeah, this gap certainly is something that I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to put an alert right over here and see if we can take it out. So you know what happens if we take it out, we're probably gonna come back, fill this again, and then probably go higher. So that's just my plan on it. I don't think that we're going to take it out today after that many days of bullish momentum, but we will just have to see. I'm quite unsure of where the SPY and the Qs are going. I want to be as bearish as I can, but clearly that's not been the case on it for so many days. So it's just something that I'm going to keep an eye on. Okay, on Lulu. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to move the stop a little bit closer because if this is going to S curve and go higher, then I don't want to be in this unnecessarily. So I'm going to move the stop to 371.71, and hopefully it can come back and get us to our target. Pins, what it end up doing? Tesla seems to be working. I don't know if any of you guys are filled. Yep. Drip, baby, drip. This is awesome. There is an awesome level of support at 1082. So if you guys want to take your profits over here, cool. If not, we can just leave it open. It's had 4 red candles in a row. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on this. Tesla is an annoying monster where it will make a lower low and then make a higher high and then stop everybody out and then go back lower. So I'm going to be patient with this guy. I'm in it with shares on my Surge Trader, the funded account. I can't trade shares on TradingView. I mean, Thinkorswim. Sorry, guys, can't think straight right now. Thinkorswim, because I'm not in that program where they let you trade shares, short shares of Tesla. So I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. Going, what did you end up doing? Okay, cool. So on the daily chart, looks like it still wants to go bullish. Okay, cool. But I'm not gonna set this swing trade up. I want to see a little bit more of today's action before I do that. But this really looks great for a bull setup. So I will keep an eye on this as well. AMD. So while we're doing this, this was a day trade that we took yesterday, team, and I want to show you something really cool from yesterday's 3-minute chart. Alrighty. Okay, cool. So I loved that we had taken out this red candle right over here. Yep. I loved that we'd taken out this red candle and we were kind of S-curving. And I had not set this trade up. So I was just kind of pushing it out to the Slack channel and then immediately dripped. So I was not in this trade, but I had kept an eye on this guy. And while we were dripping, I still set this trade up with a lower stop and then set this up as a bullish entry because then that would make it an inverse head and shoulders. Set this up as a bull entry, and our stop was actually a little bit lower. Our target still remained, and we kind of just hovered around this range for a little bit, and I kind of got scared a little bit for a little while, and then eventually we went and hit our target. So this was a fun day trade to be in yesterday. When I say fun, I mean that in a sarcastic way, because it took us forever to hit this, and there was no guarantee. I mean, hey, you know, it's AMD. We could have gotten stopped out. So yeah, I'm gonna delete these, and I want to show you something really cool that I saw on Twitter. I don't remember who exactly posted it, but I did see it, and I can't take credit for it on my own. So they were mentioning that on January 13th, so if we take this guy, oh, I think it was TrendSpider, Jake from TrendSpider. So they said on January 13th, we were at 140.97, which we're nowhere close to today, right over here. Versus if you look at NVIDIA, and I've been saying this for a while, guys, that I would rather be in NVIDIA right now than AMD. NVIDIA clearly is much, much higher than AMD. It seems to be acting as the stronger brother of the two, although they're both, I mean, they trade synonymously. So seems to be acting a little bit stronger. And I absolutely love, this guy has to be my favoriteest day trading candidate after Tesla, because it really has good movement, you know, on good days, it really does well. I like that we're kind of hovering around yesterday's range. So, ooh, this looks like a good one too. Well, we're in Tesla, and Tesla seems to be not working right now. I'll give it a little bit of time. We're still below the 10 EMA on the 3-minute chart, so I'm okay with this. If you want a much more aggressive stop, it could go at 1097, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time to work and see if we can pull back down. What's the overall market doing? Well, SPY is dripping. For my futures traders, if you guys want, it looks like we're retesting this double bottom. If you guys want, you could set up a short and then our target somewhere around here, just like we talked about on SPY. I personally am not trading futures right now, but if you wanted to take a look at the ES real quick. For those of you that do not trade futures, this is the futures ticker for SPY. And so when we're looking at the 15-minute, okay, well, this looks slightly different. So if we take this out, I would have a bullish stance on it. Looks like we kind of went back and retested this trend line, and then now are bouncing higher. Okay, cool. Just keep an eye on this guy. We definitely don't want the markets to go higher for our Tesla trade. God damn it, no. Is Lulu working? Lulu is about to stop us out. Oh no. All of these bear trades are going to be not working for us right now. God damn it. Shop was another one on my list for the daily chart. I absolutely loved how Shop was. And so I loved how it was looking on the daily chart for a potential swing trade setup. So maybe an entry somewhere above this guy right over here. And if it holds this level of 740, I would set my target at 800, and we could certainly, definitely get there. Especially if we continue with this bull parade. So I'm also going to keep an eye on this guy throughout the course of the day, and probably around, 245 or 230 is where I like to go back and look at how things are behaving and then set up swing trades on that. What are the Qs doing? Tesla will just go where the Qs are going. Okay, so the Qs are almost filling this gap down on the 3-minute. and then maybe look for a rollover, I don't know, or we go higher, and I'm not sure. So typically what tends to happen when you gap fill is one of the two scenarios where it just gets rejected right off the bat and we come back down lower, or we get rejected, come back down to the gap area, and then go higher. So two scenarios likely in play. I don't like that we're making higher highs, but considering the fact that I mean, the RSI on everything's got to be solid, like super high. Yeah, look at the Q's RSI. It's not massively high. I would like to see it in the 80s. It's at 70 right now, so it's not super high, but it's out there, guys. It is definitely up there. See what Lulu did. Nope, still in it, not stopped out yet, but I think it's going to stop us out. I don't know. We'll see. And if I get stopped out of this and this thing dips, I'd be so mad at it. Has that ever happened to you? Do you have mental conversations with yourself? And you're like, why is this happening to me? Yeah, I don't have too much faith in this guy right now. If we take this bear candle out, we're going higher. Okay, cool. We will leave it as is and see what happens next. What did pins end up doing? Let's go look at pins on the daily chart real quick. Okay, pins bounce right off of the 10 EMA. So that's pretty good for it. Yeah, the more I look at this chart, and I like these tickers because, you know, they're fairly inexpensive. You can get away with a lot less shares to get your R. So yeah, definitely a good candidate for a swing trade. Absolutely. What is AMD doing? AMD went higher on the daily chart. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can set up a bull trade on this guy, or even NVIDIA for that matter. I'm going to add NVIDIA to here so I can keep an eye on it. All right, NVIDIA did not do that. Let's look at AMD on the 15 minutes. Okay, so on the 15 minute, there is clearly some sort of resistance right over here, and AMD is taking that out right now. There's also this channel in play. Right over here, and so it seems like we are not concerned with anything on AMD. It's just going to go long if the markets take that direction. I don't really want to be in a bull trade. This is my problem, guys. I'm working on trading bullish a lot more. But I have my doubts about it all the times. And it's not like I don't take bull trades. I do all the times. I do, but I take very, very short shot bull trades. When I trade bullish, it really works and goes higher because I have talked myself out of every likely bear scenario out there. And so I like to tell my coaching students, we beat ourselves down a whole lot about, you know, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but we beat ourselves down about things all the times. For example, so we would come in and take a trade and it wouldn't work. You know, let's just take Lulu for an example. My stop was a little bit higher and then I moved it down a little bit, right? And if for whatever reason this trade did not work, I would sit there all day long and say to myself, why would I move my stop down? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? I will psychoanalyze every little thing about this trade that did not work out for me. I can go to a gazillion time frames and look at any chart, any perfect trade, and find 3 different things wrong with it. So I could go to a 15-minute chart a trade that you took or I took, for example, and say, yeah, but it couldn't have worked because we were, you know, close to the 15-minute 10 EMA. Yeah, it couldn't have worked because we were so high up. Yeah, it couldn't have worked because it's clearly breaking out of that trend line. It is meant to go bullish, and then beat myself down about it. However, it is very natural. You got to stick to a time frame. So for me, in the beginning, early in the morning, I trade really well around the afternoon reversals. So if things have been constantly doing this, by noon, I expect it to dip a little tiny bit. And that's when I will put fibs from here to here and see how far it dips. That's it. It is simple as that. And that's what I have found that I am really good at. Even in bull markets, this works phenomenally well. I mean, I've been a profitable bear trader in massive bull markets. So even in bull markets, this scenario works out really well. And I know how I like to trade. And so I like to stick to my 15 minutes, 3 minute, and then earlier in the day, the 1 minute, kind of like how I wanted a green candle over here. And I was looking for that to happen on the 1 minute rather than the 15 minutes, because by then we might have missed the move. Can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. But by then we might have missed the move, and I didn't want that to happen. So that's what I mean. You know, if you stick to your trading style, if you stick to what you're good with and you're loyal with, it should most certainly work. And if it doesn't, don't beat yourself down. Not everything works all the times. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. That's why we have a risk to reward ratio, where we try to find trades that work and give us a longer, much more profit rather than a much less profit scenario. I'm going to go look at Tesla real quick. Okay, so Tesla is still acting weird. I dislike this inverse head and shoulders. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. If we can get out for a little tiny gain on this, or just get out for break even, I'm gonna take that, especially because we have our Lulu trade not working also. I think I'm still in it. Okay, cool. So, all right. I'm going to try to get out of it and then come find a better scenario on Tesla in a little tiny bit. Yeah, it's giving us a bull setup on the 3-minute chart. We really want this candle to close below the 3-minute, below the 1094 range. This is what it likes to do, really. Dip low and then go higher. And then just the rest of the day, just go sideways. That's what it did yesterday too. Dip low, went higher, and then sideways the rest of the day. Just makes you so mad and so frustrated that, you know, so this is why Tesla works best in the afternoon reversals. Sometimes you can get really lucky with it. I mean, yesterday was a good day to be bearish on Tesla too. So anyway, moving on. AL, did it do anything? Nope. Actually, it went higher. This is so odd. So odd. You know, I don't get it. How does a bearish gap and go not go after that many days in a row of bull momentum? I wanted to say bull word that rhymes with drap, but guess because we're on YouTube Live, I want to be a little bit more conservative about it. So, all right, NVIDIA, let's look at this guy. Why is this guy the weakest kid on the block? I don't get it. What's going on with you? Is there any news that anybody knows of? This I like very much. Let's look at the volume profile on this guy. Okay, that's interesting. We should have bounced off of this level. Clearly not. So maybe we can back down to 277. Not sure. We will keep an eye on this. It looks interesting for a short for sure. I just want to see a little more sideways momentum before I decide to short this guy. I just don't want to be in it short and then it bounces off of this level right over here. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and set an alert right around here. If I didn't have so many trades open at once that are looking like they don't work, they're not going to work, I would have definitely been in this guy short. But because we have so much risk on the table, I think I'm just going to hold off for a minute. Let's go catch up on the chat pane real quick. Greg says, not the usual market as of late. Yeah, absolutely. This is so insane. It's annoying too, because, you know, everyone's gotten so comfortable with trading the way we normally do and having these predicted movements, and then it doesn't. And I don't know how long this is going to last for. That's what's frustrating about it. Like, how long are we going to go on without it not having to work? It's confusing and it's frustrating, especially for us day traders. I mean, I remember a golden period where day trading was the place to be in. It was just phenomenal to be a day trader. Tesla is going a little tiny bit higher. I really want to see some solid rejection, guys. And if it doesn't happen, then we're gonna get stopped out. I still like my stop over here, but I think if we're gonna go higher, then I might as well just get out for a little tiny less loss than a bigger one. If you have more risk on your plan, then 1105 could still be the stop. If not, I'll just leave it there. Cool. So I have while we're waiting on these things and everything's just kind of acting funny right now, I have a fun question for you guys. So because we were looking at AAL on the daily, I have a question. What kind of candle should this have been if this was a perfect gap and go? What kind of candle would you have liked to see if this was a perfect gap and go? Don't type your answer in the chat pane. Feel free to email it to me, and whoever gets it right, I will do a one-on-one with any questions you have for about an hour or whatever time frame works out for you guys. Whenever it works out, I will spend some time answering questions. Yeah, feel free to email me your answers and I will take a look at that. If you don't have my email address, I will type it in the chat pane. Greg says, until all the newbies in the market blow up their accounts, that's how long. You know what, Greg, honestly, I thought they blew up their accounts a long time ago. I'm sure a lot of people had lots of margin calls. I mean, there is no way that we had, let's see, the Qs, since that's what everybody likes to trade on. There's no way that we had that many bear days and that much option action going on. And then we had these many bull days. I mean, imagine the amount of people that bought puts and or even shorted here and got crushed because none of it would have worked. And then bulls wouldn't have worked either. And I kind of sort of agree, you know, everywhere on social media, I still see buy the dip. I bought this, I bought that. I have diamond hands. AMC and GME are rocking it. I think the other day AMC had a 40% move up. I know. And I was like, whoa, this is insanity. Like who would have thought this is going to happen on AMC? So yeah, I don't know. And then the very next day we have another big high volume, I mean, pretty massive volume candle, and we're still not breaking it. I mean, if this candle breaks, if this indecision candle breaks, I mean, imagine all the bag holders here. I would want to short it till 23. I have a rule not to touch meme stocks. Tesla doesn't count as a meme stock, by the way, guys. So do not, please, ever place Tesla, my beloved darling day trading stock, as a meme stock. But I have a rule to not touch meme stocks, AMC, GME, some of the other, what's the other one? Bed Bath and Beyond. It's like, who? Does anybody even go to their stores? How is this thing running? I mean, I don't even know if there was a Bed Bath & Beyond in Charlotte. It's just, it's dead. GME had a what? A 25, almost a 25% day that day. That's ridiculous. Oh, that's Best Buy. What's Bed Bath & Beyond then? Just gotta type it in. Does anybody know what the Bed Bath & Beyond ticker is? That's how bad I am at this. I do not look at this stuff. Let's go look at the SPY real quick while you guys are doing this. 65. So SPY seems to be going higher and Qs are dripping a little tiny bit lower. Okay, cool. Still a rejection off of that. I just need to see this breakdown come in. I need a candle closing below this gap level. So this area right over here, I want to see a candle closing below that, and we kind of go lower to this area right over here, the 456, 457 at this point range. And that's where, I'm not opposed to going bullish, really, honestly, I'm not. That's where I would look to get into an afternoon reversal for some of the stocks that are going bullish. But clearly, I mean, it's not pulling back, so this is kind of strange. The Qs, I wonder if, okay, so the Qs have this gap that they kind of closed out of. So now they're just coming back to retest this level. And that's where the 10 EMA lies as well. And then maybe look for a rotation, or we go back down. I don't know. But, ooh, NVIDIA, yes, come on down. We're just in all the wrong ones, guys. Just all the wrong ones. That's it. I think it might have been stopped out of Lulu. I haven't looked at my phone. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more bull candle. I wouldn't be opposed to shorting it. It's clearly one of the weakest ones out there. I mean, it's down 2.5% already. Maybe a short around here. I don't want to short it because it's been beat down too much. I'm gonna give it a minute and come back to this. If I wasn't stopped out of Lulu and Tesla was looking good, then I would have taken that trade, but I'm gonna give it a minute. Lockheed Martin, guys, this thing was the one to be in yesterday. I wanted to set up a bear swing trade over here on Lockheed Martin because it looked like nobody cared about the war anymore and it was ending, because I think there was peace talk going on. This is the problem with trading tickers that are so solidly in the headlines all the times. I mean, this isn't in the headlines, but the war definitely is. So you get the point. But I really, really thought this gap down and we're trying to fill it and we close below this candle. Heck yeah. Perfect bear trade down to even here or lower. It doesn't matter. But clearly that did not happen. So I'm not in this trade right now. But I really had this idea of trading it bearish, and that could really work. I love that we made that lower high, and then I was looking for that one more S curve down. Honestly, this is in a bullish trend, right? Nobody could disagree with this. It's in a massive bull trend, and that's fine, guys. But do you know that people made money over here shorting it? Yes, absolutely, they did. And so my strategy more often than not is to have a green candle close below the 10 EMA, which is also, Jeremy's taught me. Jeremy Newsom, for those of you that are watching this that are not in the real life trading channel, he is my coach and my mentor, and I love that guy to death. He taught me everything about trading. So he has this perfect plan. I highly encourage you to go to reallifetrading.com and check out his 10 EMA strategy plan, where if a green candle closes below the 10 EMA, short it, which is why I've been looking for green candles on the 3-minute chart everywhere. I mean, I want to short it below that. So that's just a strategy that he deploys all the times. And so what I wanted to do was to short below here, hope for this S curve to happen, and then it can go higher. I don't care. By then I would be out, and it would create this trend line over here right at our target, and we'd be out by then. So that's what my plan was on it, and the stop looks pretty good over here. So yeah, that looks like it's not going to work out. Oh well, we will just see. A lot of things are turning out to be, we'll just have to see. Tesla, I am definitely out of. Lulu, I'm out of as well, so that's no fun. Okay, well, if things are going super bullish, then I don't know what's stopping NVIDIA. Maybe we should look for a bull trade on this guy, because this is the weakest kid on the block, and I don't know what's going on. It did break this level, I think, but it kind of just bounced right off of it. Yeah, bounced right off of it. We might have a play on NVIDIA. Ooh, I like this. I like this divergence, guys. This is looking good. At support, divergence right over here. So as you can see on the bottom of my screen, there's an RSI tab right over here. And I'm going to make this a little bigger. Okay, so right over here, the RSI did not dip, but the stock did. So it did this, but the RSI kind of did that. So that to me tells me that bears are a little bit tired and they need a break. And so I'm not saying, oh, we're going to go soaring high to 285. No, we're not. But we could look for some sort of a reversal on this guy. So I want to see one bear candle close above the 10 EMA on the 3-minute chart. If not, if we close below this guy, then surely I would be interested in shorting it. So good call on not getting in on this bearish. That was definitely good. God darn it, Tesla! I can't believe it. Look at this. Look at this monster. Just had us convinced it was going lower. And I hope there's no news on it. Peggy says he's the bomb. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to type in my email address, guys, so you can email me your answer, reallifetrading.com. There we go. Feel free to email me your answer about the gap and go, and I would love to see what you guys come up with. Awesome. Greg says, true, went to 80% cash. Shorts were even shaky. I could not get a good read. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I still can't fathom that. Greg, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I showed the team on YouTube. Every time we dipped a little bit lower, so this being an example, every time we dipped a little bit lower, we made another lower high, and then came back down. Here's another, I found another good scenario on SPY. There we go. So this happened, and then we went higher. I mean, we had everybody convinced we were going higher, and then we came back down one more time. And that's just the way, I mean, I know you know the markets really well. And I absolutely agree. I can't get a good read on these charts because it's just confusing. It's like in my head, everything's telling me so we're going lower. I found another couple of scenarios back trading the SPY the other day where we, this was not a good example, obviously, but back trading this the other day, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Every time we did, we made another higher high, convinced everybody we were going higher, and then we went back down lower. And if that were to happen, guys, to this bull move, mark my words, we will go back to 400. We may not, I mean, you know, if we take this level out, for sure, 415 out for sure, absolutely. But if we start to show weakness and dip down a little tiny bit, all the bulls here that are trapped, will push it back down, at least to 415. I don't know if, I honestly don't know if we're going to go back to 400. That dream may never come true, but if we do show weakness, so maybe perhaps a candle like this or a very, very bearish engulfing candle like this, we certainly could pull back quite a bit. So don't be alarmed. I, however, told everybody that this is where I would start going bullish. I would start looking for bull setups. So, I mean, clearly we've dipped our toes in much ahead of this scenario, but I feel like I'm still a little tiny bit more skeptical about honing on too many bull trades and taking targets too quickly. I don't want to be in things for too long. Let's look at the cues. I mean, if they're going to go higher, might as well trade them. Okay, cool. Looks like they're going to go higher. They don't care. The inside candles are just, they're no fun to trade. Because does anybody know why inside candles are always trappy and they're no fun? Because if you want to type it in, let's have much more involvement. If you want to type it in, is that a double bottom forming on NVIDIA 3-minute chart? While you guys type it in, I will look at the 3-minute chart for Peggy. Yep, absolutely. Oh, this is the cues. Never mind. Let's go look at NVIDIA. Yes, 100%. Yep, absolutely. So this is where I would like to go bullish on it. I love the divergence on the 3-minute chart. I'm going to go look at the 15 real quick and make sure that's not in the way. Yep, the 15 is in the way. The 10 EMA. So the 15-minute 10 EMA seems to be the strongest for some reason level of support and resistance. A lot of people like to trade on this 10 EMA, or I guess take their profits and entries above or below the 10 EMA on the 15-minute. And that, my friends, is why it's the strongest one to either act as support or resistance. Let's just plan this out. Even if we were to get in bullish, we might as well look for bull setups. And this one looks like it could set up for a good one. So this would just be a bull entry target. I would not aim for anything higher than this. Well, we could. We'll trail stops. We won't just take all at target. It could go fill that gap, I think, honestly. We'll trail stops from here. And then what would our stop level be? Somewhere over here, 279.61. It's not a good risk to reward if you wanted to put your stop down here. I just don't want to get wicked in and then maybe we could give that a try. We'll leave our targets right over here. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys see this, but like rejection right off of here, bounce right off of here, bounce right off. Well, this doesn't really qualify for it as much. It was just sideways chop, but bounce right off of here. So yeah, the 15-minute turns out to be the most strongest resistance or support level out there. I wanted to see the volume profile before I go into this. Guys, real quick, if you want to take it, this is your chance. Yep, I like it where our target is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to take my target over here. This is good. We are going to enter this. I'm going to take this. Thank you, Peggy, for pointing me to this. This is awesome. I hope we haven't missed it. 282.15. And the stop is 279.54. Okay, cool. All right, I don't know if we're gonna get filled. Might have missed it. I don't know if anybody else is in. If you guys are in, I will still monitor this for you. I have my order out. I don't know if we're gonna get filled. What are the odds that it makes that low? Yep, precisely 282.15 was the low of that candle and doesn't fill you. Well, I didn't have my order out then, but still. Yeah, it's getting rejected off of yesterday's point of control. And okay, cool. The order is out there and we will see. What did AMD end up doing? AMD is ooh, this is a cool inside candle on this guy. So if AMD does, I wanna put fibs on this and see, was this, yeah, 9:30. So what we're doing right now, guys, is I'm just assuming that the high and the low has come in for AMD, okay? From the bottom of this candle to the top, and where exactly did we bounce off of? The 618, precisely. So if you are ever stuck in a situation like this, so right now, just by looking at this candle, I was going to say, well, I love this inside candle, and if this closes like this, I want to short the low of this candle. So I want to get in short over here. However, we know now that I put my fibs up, we know that it did this, came back down for that S curve, and bounced off of the perfect golden ratio zone. So now I know not to mess with this guy bearish. It's just the way it works. So now it's going to refrain me from taking this trade in a bearish direction. If I don't see a bullish move, that's fine. I'm okay with just staying out of it, but I know not to mess with it now because it bounced off of the 618 to just stay out of it. All right. Tesla. I mean, AMD is also a great candidate if you want to take it bullish. If you can get a bull signal on this guy, by all means, take it bullish. Here's the red candle on AMD that one can go bullish off of. I don't know if NVIDIA failed me. If it did not. Nope. Why is this happening? Come on down a little tiny bit. Who is mad right now? I don't know if you guys got filled. All right, well, we'll have to go to AMD. I personally will have to cancel my setup on NVIDIA because I can't have four R's on risk. So I'm out of Tesla, I'm out of Lulu, and this would have to be my last trade. So I would have to cancel one of them. Stop can even go. Well, we'll leave it over here. How about this? Below the 618. All right. I want to see if I can place a good target in this. I don't see anything. We'll just take all at one R. We can get a good fill. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. Cancel NVIDIA for me. If you guys got filled, I will still keep it up and monitor it. On 24.84. Okay, I'm filled on it. I need to put my stop in place. Lulu is up 7%. Who would have thought? Wow, this is insane. Although I know the 380 is a good level of rejection right over here. But I mean, we're out of it, so I'm not even gonna look at it for today. It's just gonna make me mad. SPY, what did you end up doing? SPY is kind of falling back though. I don't know. SPY is forming this double top. I don't want to be, so I want AMD to do what NVIDIA did. Right off the bat, just go straight up and get us to our target. So I'm gonna take all at 125, no, 126. That's where my 1R would be. So I'm gonna take all at 126. And if you want to be in this for a long time, that's fine, you can. I am just not going to stay in anything for more than 1R. But it's entirely up to you guys, however you want to play this. 125.69 is the next level. Okay, cool. We'll just watch this guy and see where it goes. Not micromanage this too much. That's something that I struggle with as well, just micromanaging every trade, and then it all eventually works out. And I've undoubtedly made stupid mistakes, so might as well leave it alone and see what that does. Microsoft. So my really good friend Ria likes to look at this a lot. She's also part of RLT India and does phenomenal job. So she likes to look at this a lot, and she loves day trading Microsoft. So we are going to look at this guy real quick and see what this one's doing. So Microsoft has also had a crazy move. So last night, guys, I read this thing that made me laugh out loud. I don't know where exactly I found it, but hear me out, okay? Before you make your judgment, hear me out. This is Miloni, dad joke number 101. If Apple made a car, would it still have windows in it? Oh my God, that made me laugh so much yesterday. It was funny. Anyway, going back to Microsoft, this guy is also looking exactly like the Qs. I mean, look at this. Who in their right mind is coming in and buying all of this stuff up? But with that being said, I don't know if I want to be in this long term. She day trades this, and she does a pretty phenomenal job with it. And so that makes me think this moves pretty liquid. I mean, it moves quite a bit. So I'm just, I'm gonna try to watch Microsoft a little bit more from here on and see if we can get some good value out of it. Microsoft, NVIDIA, all of them move fairly well. That seems to be the trend on it, gap up and then come back down, and then gap up and then come back down again. Let's do the trend line on it. All right, this guy. We take this guy out on Microsoft. Feel free to be short in it. I think we could, especially if today's candle closes like this, as an indecision candle, and then tomorrow we open below that candle. Sure, feel free to take a short in it. I think things have to kind of come back to their 10 EMA for sure. So when they do, we can certainly make use of our short trades. So Right, I'm gonna catch up on the chat pane real quick. I see some more comments in there. Greg says, have a great day, heading to a doctor's appointment. Bye, Greg. Peggy says, indecision candle. I didn't get filled either. That is such a silly joke. It's true though, Ron, it is, isn't it? Can you deny it? How funny is that? It makes me, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. Oh, last night I was laughing and I told Jay that, I told my husband that, and he just shut it down. He's like, not funny, not funny. Oh, well. Oh, well. Right, what's AMD doing? I don't want to get stopped out on this guy. Come on, AMD, let's just go. Go, baby, go. So this I like a lot. AMD is doing an inverse head and shoulders move, and I like that a lot. So we are going to be patient with this guy and see what we do or come up with. You know, for those of you that don't follow the real life trading or that are not a part of it, our team exclusively, there's a group of people exclusively trading AMD with a dollar stop and a dollar target. And whatever your R is, really, no matter what your R is, could be $500, could be $30, could be $50, doesn't matter. Or it could be $5,000. AMD will get you there because it moves pretty solidly, and it usually has about $3 to $3.50 worth of move in it. So I kind of like that for that matter. I surprisingly don't trade AMD that much. I prefer NVIDIA a lot more because it just has these wild moves up. I think it's turned out to be one of the more popular ones rather than for day trading, rather than the investment stock that it used to be, especially after the split. And this is why, my friends, I've been telling everybody, and I get asked this a whole lot, like, should we buy Amazon right now or after they split? Should we buy Google right now or after they split? Ideally, when stocks announce splits, they go up. And then when they actually split, they kind of pull back because more people have more shares to liquidate, and they sort of do. Value-wise, they remain the same, pretty much. However, in Google and Amazon scenario, things are quite different, right? We were never day trading Google. I don't even look at Amazon. I mean, because it's just so out of my range for my smaller accounts where I can't afford to trade options on it, or afford to trade shares on it. I mean, surely you can trade 3 or 4 shares, but then is it really worth it? And so for that reason, guys, I think that when they actually split and the stock prices kind of come down, it will be much more accessible for me and you to be able to trade this guy. You know, to day trade, it would have much more access. Same thing happened with NVIDIA. When did they split? Let's go back and see when they, okay. So here's where they announced their split. Right over here. And clearly, as you can see, we went higher and earnings were great and blah, 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 blah. No, I think, is this where they announced or is this where they actually split? I don't know which way that was. But since then, do you see this? I mean, look at this guy. This used to be a small move kind of guy. But since then, look at this. It's been trading phenomenally well, especially for day trades. I love NVIDIA lately. And AMD too. I mean, really, but AMD used to be a much better day trading stock for a lot of us because we love the small range that it had. Currently, it's been lagging a little bit, and so I think it either has to pull up its socks or it just becomes the weaker one and just gets stamped as that. Tesla. Dude, come on. When are you gonna pull back? Like, is this even legal to have these many bullish candles? I bet Apple's soaring too. Okay, earlier, guys, I asked you why it is not fun to trade inside candles. Does anybody have an answer to that? Okay, I don't see anybody typing in anything, so I'm going to tell you. The reason why we hate trading inside candles is because no one's trapped. There's no reason why anybody, for the lack of better words, I mean, anybody should be getting out of their positions or getting in their positions. I mean, Tesla's just a whole different story, but if Tesla were to open somewhere over here below this candle, everybody that bought here is trapped. So they're going to look to sell right off of the open. Right now, no one's trapped. I mean, it just kind of looks like the people that are in this or that have bought here, everywhere else are not scared. They're just going to hold on to it and they're going to say, oh, well, maybe we go higher. I don't know. I'm still profitable. I'm not worried about it. That's why. Or if we go higher than this, then all the shorts that came in yesterday or all the shorts that have been sitting here bag holding, I don't think anyone's shorting and bag holding here, but if anybody is still doing that or have their puts in place and we open above this candle, that proves to be extremely bullish. And so then these guys are trapped and we would have a move up. I think honestly we would have had a better luck with a move down. The range would have been much better, but move up is okay too. Doesn't matter. We're still out there and it's still going higher and it's Tesla. It's not going anywhere. Although I would still think that Tesla would pull back a little bit more. What did Apple do? Now that we're staring at this, Apple on the daily went higher and is fading back down a little tiny bit. Any amount of attempted shorts on Apple have not worked ever for me. So this, I refrain from shorting. Apple is not the one to go short on. And it's just as a rule. If you guys, the more you trade, I used to have a bunch of, when I was a newbie trader, I used to have a bunch of rules typed up and printed and put up on my office wall in really large fonts, because it just, every single time I went back and I looked at my trades, those were my losing trades. Apple short was one of them. This is when Apple was in the 400 range, so pretty split. And that rule, I mean, now I have them memorized and I don't need them anymore. But every now and then I'll think to myself, oh my God, I remember when I had that rule put up there. So I just don't short Apple. It's just the strongest thing out there on the market, and not just for today, but since God knows how long. It's just always been strong. AL did not go, nope. It wouldn't have stopped us out either, but it just didn't go. It didn't fill us either, so I guess we'll just leave it alone. AT&T went higher and then came back down lower. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So now, guys, if you want to be in this for a short-term swing trade, you guys might want to find out when the ex-dividend date is. So does anybody not know what the ex-dividend date is? Type in a 1 if you guys don't. If not, then I don't want to waste time on it. We'll go back and look at something else. Pins is looking good. SPY. Ooh, maybe we can get a future short in. Or a long, doesn't matter. Is that what's holding up AMD? No. I like this. I like that we're taking out this big red candle. If you want to be aggressive with it, I could move stops up here, but I'm going to leave them here just for a little bit longer. I just don't want to get chopped up in that chop fest and then it eventually goes to our target anyway. Why is it bouncing if the Qs and the SPY are not? The Qs are bouncing, that's why. Okay. Cool, cool deal, guys. This is looking good. If you wanted to get a quick NQ trade in, so for futures, NQ is the NASDAQ ticker. If you wanted to get a quick NQ trade in, you certainly could. Let's go look at that quick while we're waiting on AMD. All right. I'm going to try to put fibs on this guy too and see what happens. So now for those of you that are wondering why this looks different than the actual Qs, it's because, guys, hang on a minute. I got to plug in my charger. Before so for those of you that are wondering why it's different, it's because the Qs trade off of, I mean, futures trade for 24 hours essentially. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Yes, so the futures trade 24 hours, and so they're trading. You know, sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever wonder, but where do you think gaps come from? And it's the futures movement on the Qs and the SPY. So the rest of the world is still trading while we are sleeping. So that's what it is. That's why it looks a tiny bit different than the SPY. Okay, so this guy came all the way down to the 786, then bounced off of it. All right, cool. We will see what comes about on it. I don't, clearly bull trades are the only ones setting up, and I'm not sold on any bull trades besides the one on AMD, sadly. So we're just gonna have to live with it. You know, if you can't trade, there's no harm in not trading for a day rather than losing money. So sometimes and this is exactly what I mean. When I look at a bull trade, I look at every little aspect of the trade, analyze it 100 times, way more than an average person does, and then trade it rather than, and bear trades come so easily to me. So it's just a habit. Just a certain kind of trader. Okay, let me see if you guys answered. We have another double bottom on BA. 3 minutes. Okay, let's go look at BA. Cool. Yep, beautiful double bottom. There's got to be some sort of news though. Like, why is, because the overall market is not very bullish. Okay, let's look at BA 15 minutes real quick. All right. It looks like we broke out of this trend line, came back, retested it, and then are kind of just going higher. This looks good for a bull trade, guys. Let's plan this out real quick. Where is the low of this candle? 180, 191. Okay, so right over here. Okay, just wanted to make sure I'm not. BA is bouncing off of the 618 as well. All right, cool. we can set this up. I don't have any more risk left for the day, but if you wanted to trade this in the bullish direction, I would set it up with a pullback a little bit. I wouldn't want to be in this right now. So ideally you would want to go above the 10 EMA, but I wouldn't want to be in this right now. Guys, give me 1 second, okay? All righty, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Okay, cool. BA's working out. Like if you're in it, it looks good to me. Ideally, as per the rules, you're supposed to enter it here. I would just like it a little bit lower, which I guess it kind of could have filled. I wish I was in this and not at AMD, but oh well. We will see what happens to AMD. The whole world is going bullish. Come on, AMD, pull up your socks. Let's go. I don't think our target is too unrealistic. I think it could certainly work. Although this is an inside candle. So if we break below this, then I would surely want to tighten up stops. Looks like we are kind of trying to. Okay. I'm going to watch this guy for a little tiny bit and see what it does. I like where our stop is. It's at the 618 level, but I don't want to be in this for too long if we're just not going to go higher. I would much rather be out of it and go look for something else or go do something else with my day. My risk every single day is about 3 R's, and if I have lost 3 R's on the day, then clearly something's wrong. The market's choppy. Maybe I'm taking too many trades, or maybe I'm not in the right frame of mind, and so I have to walk away. That's just a rule. That's how it works for me. So yeah, and it's hard to walk away sometimes. Really, it really is. I remember for a long time when I implemented that, I would paper trade still. Like I would pull up the paper trading app and still paper trade because I just couldn't walk away. How could I have lost? Why did this happen? What did I do wrong? And then after a while, it just takes a toll, really. I mean, as a day trader, it takes a toll on your life. Like you can't be sitting in front of the screen till 4 every single day. Um, and if some of you are, and if this is your full-time job, then maybe it's time to reconsider. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for sure, but if you're sitting in front of a trade while you're in it, and not walking away, well, and micromanaging this guy, I guarantee you would have made 30 more mistakes than you could have with just walking away. So that's why there's stops and targets in place, and we just go look for other things. What at Microsoft, which Shop end up doing? Shop is just weak. I don't know why. On the daily though, like I really wanted a bullish setup over here. Do you guys see this beautiful bear flag happening on Shop? It's just perfection. Like you can't ignore that. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart to see if we can find a good trade on that. For any of you guys that want to attempt it, that's a $27 move down, $25 move down technically. I don't know. Shop usually has big days, but I don't know if it can come down all the way here though. But even on the 15-minute, do you see this head and shoulders? Like what a wonderful head and shoulders this is. I don't see very many things working out in its favor. We'll just have to monitor this and see if we can get a bull trade out of it. I really like on the daily. I really like this. Like if it could have just held this level, we could have been in this bullish for a swing trade to 800. Definitely, 100%. I have zero doubts about that. I want to put fibs on this guy and see how far it pulled back. Maybe it's the 236 range. I don't know. The 382. Okay, cool. So it has already retraced to almost 50% of this move up. Perhaps an entry over here at 745.11, and then a target of 800 could really work. Depending on how this closes, for a swing trade, that could be interesting for sure. The Qs are pulling back and the SPY is going higher, I guess. I don't. Yeah, high five to you guys for not going bearish on NQ. I mean, bullish on NQ. I don't trust any of these things. Like I absolutely do not trust them for a bull move up right now. And we're just gonna have to assess this. See what ES is doing. ES is the S&P 500 futures. All right, this guy looks like it on the 3-minute chart. It is breaking down off of this trend line. I'm sorry, I am the worst trend line artist out there. It just, I mean, I can see it with my eyes, but I don't have to put a line on it. I do a horrific job on it. So, but anyway, you guys can all see this. We kind of retest it, and then we're gonna probably pull back down, especially if we get a close below this. This is the same exact, so if you were to look at a SPY chart, it would look the exact same way. So I prefer to trade the futures rather than SPY for 2 reasons, guys. Futures does not apply to day trading. So the PDT rule. So I can day trade this as much as I want. I can go in and out as much as I want. Futures options are so much fun to trade if you guys are familiar with it. And another reason is that I have the flexibility of making more money than I can on SPY. and the Qs. Now, with everything dropping, guys, we want to manage our AMD trade a little bit better. So I guess the stop still remains. If I can get out for break even on this guy, I'm going to take that as an exit, because I don't want to be in this trade and lose also, and give myself some sort of leeway into trading another trade maybe later on to come back to my break even level. If I get stopped out, too bad. I missed it. Okay, so we were talking about ES real quick, and so yeah, so futures, I make $50 per point that it comes down. So I don't know if you guys see this 46.12.25, 46.12.50, 46.12.75. When it goes to 46.13, that's when I have made $50 if I'm in it bullish, as opposed to SPY. So I just have a better risk to reward. I have a better, I mean, if I'm trying to make 500 a day, I just need a 10-point drop, and that's pretty easily achievable in futures. So that's why I like to trade futures a lot more. Do you walk away after winning so many R's? Yes, I do. Yes. So Ron, a long time ago, my goal used to be 100. And if I've made $100, then I will walk away. And it sucked so much because, you know, I mean, you're going to make 100, you're going to lose 50, whatever it is, it's going to happen. But now my goal is to make 800 a day. And I tried that for a little bit and it didn't work. It didn't work out very well at all. So then what I did is reduce it down to 500, which was the magic number. I was able to make 500 every single day. I was able to make my $500 goal every single day with 3 trades. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right. Alrighty, I'm sorry about that. A friend of ours is visiting an Airbnb that we have, and the alarm keeps going off, and she keeps calling me. So sorry, I couldn't not attend that. But anyway, so yeah, so I was telling you guys about my walking away strategy. Yes, so 500 seems to be working out a lot better than the 800 for me lately, and so I just went back to it. There was no harm in, I mean, I increased my annual goal of how much I want to make annually. But if I was losing so much more just trying to get to that 800 number, then it just wasn't worth it for me. So what I did is I just went back and said, no, we're just going to go back to old routine and 500. So now when I'm at 500, which is my 1R, by the way, in futures, I walk away. Or if I'm at about 2 R's in stocks, so that's about $1,000, I walk away. But all in all, I only have 3 trades to take. I cannot overtrade myself into this. If we take these tweezer bottoms out, guys, keep an eye on SPY. So I would do something like this, where this would not be our entry point. If we take this out, I would enter wherever the 10 EMA is at that time. So let's plan this out real quick. So something like this. And this is absolutely applicable on SPY too. So don't think you can only do futures and not SPY. But so I would want to get back in on the retest of that breakdown, and then our stop can easily go over here, and our target 10 points down. All right, let's see what happens here. I can't set this up since AMD is being a nothing burger. I don't know if it stopped me out. Let me just make sure. Nope. Oddly, I'm still in. That's weird. What was the low of this candle? 65, 123.65. Yeah, that's where my stop was. That's weird. I'm still in, but I think it would get stopped out like in 3 seconds. So we'll just have to walk away for today. Tesla. Our friend Tesla is dipping. Ooh. That looks good too. If you guys have some more risk and you didn't take some of the other trades that I did early on, this looks good too for a short. Now, fun fact. I know we're approaching 11 o'clock and I gotta go, but I'm gonna show you guys something. Fun fact, 236 range entry. So this is, I believe, this is fibs on yesterday's candle. Okay, cool. 236 range entry, 50% retracement exit, and a stop right over here. Risk to reward is fabulous. There were times where I would be able to hold on to things till the 618 pullback, but now the times have changed, and so I kind of just take all at 2 fib levels down and just walk away. So if you can plan your trade out like that, this is essentially how I day trade, guys, every single day. This is exactly what I do. I put fibs on yesterday's candle, see how low it can go, and really just take trades based on the overall market and the moves. Okay, I'm definitely out of AMD now. It's never fun to have a losing day. Emotionally, it's never fun to have a losing day. And it's never fun to have a winning day in the first 15 minutes and then walking away, because, you know, I don't know if you guys struggle with this, but I always constantly like to look at the markets. What did it do? What did it do? The thrill just kills me. And I'm in charge of RLT India. So I have to find them some good setups as well. And if I see something that somebody else might want to take, just like how I told you guys about this one, if I see something that somebody might want to take, then it's my job to point it out to them. So I'm constantly looking at the charts and I'm constantly tempted, but I've gotten a lot better about walking away. I don't, once I've met my goal, I'm done for the day. I don't take any trades. If I have to, I might paper trade it, but really it's just a habit now. Oops, sorry. That would be the stop, and target would be the 50% level. So 1094, if you want to go with whole numbers, maybe 1095 could work. Yeah, and I love this Tesla trade so much because think about it, guys. Lots of people bought it, and we're kind of sort of breaking this trend line. So you guys want to be in it? Sure. Let's see what ES did. Bitcoin. Do we have any crypto traders here? We're gonna keep an eye on ES and see if it would have come and filled us and then went lower. Nope. It's working on it right now. But now that the 10 EMA's moved down a little tiny bit, we want to move our entry down a little tiny bit too. And I would continue to do this, move down the entry to the 10 EMA for another 2 candles. And if it doesn't fill me, then too bad, I was wrong in the first place. I'm not going to chase this too much. So, I mean, I wasn't wrong about it going lower. There's not much risk to reward for me if my stop is over there and I'm planning on exiting 10 points later. So it's already eating away at my profit right now. So I'm just not going to take it then. Yep. All right. I'm going to look at the chat pane real quick. And all right, I'm going to wrap it up and see you guys next week. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was a fun 2 hours. I'm sorry we couldn't take any fun trades. I'm sorry things didn't really work out as planned, but keep an eye on some afternoon rollovers. I think, honestly, we could have some fun in the market, especially if the markets decide to roll over. That could be a lot more fun. But yeah. Yay! Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.